Alright, so this is another one of my old mobile phones. It's a Sony Ericsson M600i and it dates from 2006. This is not a phone that I bought new. I bought this used from a friend at work. Probably around 2008, 2009, that sort of time. He had upgraded his phone and he was looking to sell this. And after him pestering me for days, I decided to buy it. So, what can I tell you about the M600i? It was the only phone in the M series from Sony. They never made any more in this series of phones. It was designed as a work phone, specifically to be used in the workplace. It runs on the UIQ3 operating system. I'm sure you've never heard of that. Which is that's built upon the Symbian OS 9.1, which was a pretty popular operating system at the time. And because this was designed as a work phone, its features reflect that. Most notably, it does not have an inbuilt camera of any type. There is a cutout here. I've never actually taken this out. There's a little grommet there you can pop out, but there's no camera below that. So I'm guessing they were planning on using this same case for a phone with the camera. But yeah, even for 2006, getting a phone without a camera was unusual. It supports push emails, document editing, and PC synchronization, amongst other work related features. So I think that this doesn't have a camera because some work areas would be classed as being sensitive, i.e., a police station, for example, where you wouldn't be allowed to have a camera on you. So, yeah, that was basically sold as a feature that this doesn't have a camera in it. Now, even though this has a full QWERTY keyboard, it does have a touch screen as well. The screen is 2.6 inches diagonal. It supports 262,000 colours and has a resolution of 320 by 240. It has an 80 megabyte internal storage and supports memory stick micro, or the M2 brand, up to 4 gigabyte, and it came included with a 64 megabyte card included. It has no Wi-Fi, no GPS, but supports Bluetooth 2 and USB 2, and it has an infrared port. At the top, as you can see, it has its own stylus. Now this isn't a capacitive stylus, it just works on pressure. But because the screen is so small, some of the icons on it really need this tiny tip to accurately touch stuff. A crystal white version of the M600i was briefly shown in the James Bond movie Casino Royale. And as you can see, this phone is locked to orange. I wasn't able to find any info on how much RAM this thing has, but it sports a 32-bit Philips Nexperia CPU running at 208 megahertz. So as this was sold as a business phone, really the majority of the stuff on it is business orientated. So it has a PDF reader. It supports Microsoft Word, Excel, PowerPoint, but it can play several games as well. It does have the capability to play 3D games. Taking a look around the phone here, it has a full QWERTY keyboard. As you can see, it's really fiddly to use, as you have to press each side of the key sort of rocks in the middle. So to press Q, you have to press the left hand side of the key. To press W, you have to press the right hand side of the key. So if you're typing with your thumbs, things get a little bit cramped. On the right hand side of the phone here, we'll have a home button, which will open up your web browser, and the memory card slot. On the left of the phone, we'll have a dedicated back button and a scroll wheel for navigating menus and such. On the top, we'll have our slot for the stylus, our infrared sensor, and your on-off switch. And at the bottom, we'll have a single speaker and a proprietary Sony charging and data port. Like all phones of its time, it has a removable battery. It's a 3.6 volt LiPo at 950 milliamp hours, and the phone boasted 340 hours standby time. Inside the back here, this is where the SIM slots in. It's a pretty cool little phone to play about with today, but I don't think I would have liked to have had this as my main phone back in the day, mainly because it has no camera. It is powerful enough for what it runs, but yeah, the camera is a game breaker for me.